Hello, good evening. My name is Christian Vasquez, and today I'll be presenting you screen time effects on children and teens' well-being. Some of you have heard the saying that goes, the brain is a supercomputer, or the brain is a living computer, and it's true. The brain is a complex organ that controls the thought, memory, emotion, touch, vision, breathing, body temperature, and hunger. Maybe that's why I'm always craving Chick-fil-A, all the time. um, here's an image of of a dusty computer and a super nice PC. Either our brains could be like this, or it could look like this. Tonight, I'm going to discuss with you 3 main points on how screen time negatively affects a child and teen's well-being. The first being a physical health, second being their mental and emotional health, and the third being a child's brain development. I would like to add that throughout the speech, if I say our children or our teens, although I don't have any kids myself yet, I do have seven nephews and nieces all together with 4 younger siblings. Some of them are right here in the audience. You might say, Chris, you look very young. I'm gonna say I am very young. It's that Chick-fil-A that keeps me looking young, Okay. But going to the first main point, we'll begin to look at the first point. Excessive screen time in children and teens negatively impacts their physical health, such as their decrease in physical health, abnormal sleep patterns, and eye strain. According to European Journal of Investigation in Health, Psychology, and Education by Rahim Abid and others, they stated previously reviews of the literature found that media use affects children's mental health, sleep quality, and quantity, and physical health. Blue light from screen can disrupt sleep hygiene, resulting in fatigue, lack of energy, and difficulties in concentration. The blue light is so bad for our eyes that it's estimated that by 2050, 39.80% of children and teens globally will be myopic, meaning eyewear. So if you don't know if you're in college and you don't know what career you want to go, think about eye doctor. The business going up in the next few years. It also decreases physical activity because kids tend to be less active when they're on their phone, video games, or tablets. There's this news article that this Russian boy, he died because he played video games for 22 days straight. That's because he broke his leg and he had nothing better to do, and he was playing his video game, and it wasn't necessarily the video game that killed him, but of thrombosis, meaning like one of the causes of that is lack of movement. So that ended up killing him. Okay, and let's move on to the negative effects of their mental and emotional health. Is the second one. Screen time has been linked to negatively affecting children and teens' mental and emotional health. Examples include increase in behavioral problems, high levels of anxiety and depression, and poor social skills. According to an article published by National Library of Medicine titled Associations of Screen Time with Symptoms of Stress, Anxiety, and Depression in Teens by Maria Cerdino Juvencino Franschini and others, they stated, regarding depression symptoms, we observed that teens who spent 4 to 6 hours a day showed increase of 35% increase compared to teens who just 2 hours a day. And with that same study, it says children and teens who spend 6 hours or more show an 88% even more increase compared to the minimum requirements, in which that leads to behavioral problems because if the kids and children on their phones, they don't know how to communicate their needs to their parents or to their loved ones or to their teachers, and they bottle everything up, and it's not healthy for them to be so much on the phone, or for anyone. Um, Now that I've discussed how screen time affects the children and teens' mental and emotional health, let's move on to the final point, which is brain development. It says a child's brain is approximately 90% developed in the first 5 years of age. So excessive exposure of screen time at such an early age can impact their brain development, such as their cognitive skills that includes attention span, memory, language, etc., which leads to poor academic performance. A study that began in 2018 by National Institutes of Health, NIH for short, stated that children who spend more than 2 hours a day on screen time activities score lower on language and thinking tests, and some children with more than 7 hours a day of screen time experience thinning of the brain's cortex, which is the area of the brain related to critical thinking and reasoning. And let me show you an example. This is a study that tested the electrical activity in the child's brain, where it says less than 1 hour a day. See, not that much activity. More than an hour a day, it gets a little bit more. More than 2 hours a day, more. More than 4 hours a day. See, there's activity in the brain where there shouldn't be activity in the brain. So today, I present to you 3 main points on how screen time negatively affects a child and teen's well-being. The first being the physical health, second being the mental and emotional health, third being the brain development. And I would like to leave you with these last 2 images. That it's kind of a tip where it says newborns to 18 months, they should have no time of screen time. Toddlers of 18 to 24 months, less than an hour a day. Children of 2 to 5, 0 to 3 hours. Kids and teens 6 to 17 years of age, 2 hours a day. Teens and adults 18 and up, 2 to 4 hours a day. That's recommended by the WHO, the World Health Organization. And I'd like to thank you guys for your time and attention.